this morning. All right then, so let's talk about disaster risk reduction in Lagos, the LASEMA Remedy. And joining me right now is my guest who coincidentally is marking his birthday, Dr. Olufemi Oke-Osanyintolu, Director General for LASEMA, is joining me right now. Nice to have you in the building. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And you're welcome back to Traffic Radio. Wow. Today is one of the very few days that I will be hosting a resource person whose birthday is on the same day. So let me start by saying congratulations to you once again.
Thank you very much.
Right. Now, 2 days ago, the world marked the International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction. And of course, connecting with the spirit of that commemoration, how would you rate our risk management, disaster management? Let's start from there in Lagos.
Well, you will discover that the theme of World Disaster Day, International Disaster Day, is good governance with disaster risk reduction. And you will discover that in Lagos State, with the vision, mission, passion of Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, we have done a lot of things in terms of disaster risk reduction.
Okay.
Look, the development pillars in terms of team, all of them are the foundations or corner piece, pillar of disaster risk reduction.
Right.
And in Lagos State, if you look at it holistically, in terms of public enlightenment that this government is doing, in terms of empowering the first responders, in terms of being close to the people, and not only that, being associating with the victims of the disaster, you will discover that this administration have done so much in disaster risk reduction.
Right. So a lot of things are really being embarked upon, right? Where do your agency lie under the themes agenda? Which part of the themes do you guys stand? Is that making Lagos a 21st century?
Well, when you are looking at the theme agenda of Mr. Governor, we fit in into everything.
Okay.
When you are talking about transportation, traffic management and transportation, we play a vital role on waterways. We play a vital role on land. We play a vital role on air. Because you see, the most important thing is that LASEMA is the agency that is saddled to coordinate, to prepare for any form of emergency or disaster. If a vehicle break down today, we are going to move in with our towing vehicle.
Right.
If we have container falling down, we are going to move in with our sophisticated equipment. If tankers carrying 45,000 liters of PMS, if they are involved in any form of accident, we will be there. When we are looking at health, we play a lot of roles in building the capacity.
So you are everywhere, more or less.
We are everywhere. And you see, the most important thing about LASEMA is that we work with our stakeholders. Okay. You can't say LASEMA alone without talking about stakeholders. For example, if there's fire, the fire people will be there. So we collaborate, working better together. That is what makes LASEMA difference.
Okay, now let's talk about some of these things, because you've just articulated what Mr. Governor has been doing in terms of making provisions for disaster risk reduction, even for disaster management as well within the state. But is there a disconnect between what government is doing and the activities that people are involved in? And I'm asking this question based on some of the recent incidents that we've had in the state. Not too long ago, about 2-3 weeks back, we had the gas explosion somewhere around the that corridor. And I remember very well you were giving us update that evening of what happened. And then last week, we had the one at Barua as well. And then one began to ask the question, is there a disconnect between what government is putting in place and what the people are doing?
I will agree with you that there's a disconnect. But to me, as an emergency manager, I will say that there's a gap, a lacuna, which one way or the other is one of the big challenges that we are having. And we are doing our best to be on top of it. In as much that the government is doing the needful, we are appealing that the people need to change their attitude, the people need to change their behavior, the people people need to put safety into their hands. Now,
Okay.
let's look at all the critical emergency that
we've
has
had.
occurred.
Right.
Now.
Let's
You
look at
will discover that it's mere carelessness and recklessness. Look at the situation at Baua.
Right.
They on a generator. They were now transloading a gas plant that's supposed to operate on 6,000 meters is now handling 60,000 meters mercury of gas. The gas plant is sited within a densely populated area. Now, again, you will discover that the personnel, the operators of all these gas plants are not well trained. Because when they notice that there's a fire incident occurring in there, you can see, we saw some of these gas extinguishers in there, which means they did not have the appropriate one.
Right.
They were not trained. So these are the gap.
Right. Okay. I love that. I mean, you just said it now. A lot of them are not well trained to handle this kind of things, inflammable materials and all of that. But is it to say that we as citizens are not aware? For instance, you see someone sighting a gas within a densely packed locality where people are highly popular, a residential area, so to say. How come people are not raising eyebrows?
Well, let's look at it. In Lagos State, there are two things we've put in place. We have what we call emergency number 112767. Secondly, we have a data number that you can test, WhatsApp, you can use as Facebook. We have my own number in public domain. My number still remain 080609733. But you see, people are not addressing the issue. People are not contacting those people that they need to contact. People are not aggressive about their own safety.
Right.
And you see now, some of these people that we are talking about, look at that gas plant at Barua. The neighbors, the building adjacent to that gas plant, they all store petrochemical substances
Within
their shops. Some of them have more than 2 generators within their shops. You get what I'm trying to say?
Right.
So you see, the attitude of our people needs to change.
Okay.
Look at what happened at Bangbushi. If you go to some of the markets in Lagos today,
right,
they are still doing the same thing. They are still storing petrochemicals. They are still putting better pass my brother neighbor generator within. You will see their wiring, and every time the agency that's meant for safety, we have a safety commission,
right,
being headed by a vibrant director general. They are going everywhere, corners.
Okay, I'm going to bring this to you. Yes, Dr. Osanyintolu. So that also begs the question that if these things are happening repeatedly, it also means that there are no prosecutions, or perhaps investigations do not reveal who is responsible, and then enforcement is not carried out. Do you agree with that?
No. I do not agree with that. There's protocol. You get what I'm trying to say? There's enlightenment. After the enlightenment, there's enforcement. After the enforcement, there's prosecutions process. Right. You can't just pick somebody and say that you put that person into the cell.
Right.
You can't just vandalize people's properties. There is protocol.
Yeah, but I don't understand this protocol that you're talking about. But look at this now. Was that on Saturday now, or how many days ago? A building collapsed somewhere around Obalinde, and I know your men were there swiftly. But guess what? We lost over 7 people, and we do not have any kind of investigation after all these disasters. This is what has gone on.
No. There's a lot of investigations. You can't say.
So talk to me.
But there's a lot of investigations going on. The Ministry of Justice have taken over. They are looking at it. We've written our report. The Fiscal Planning has written their report. We've looked at a lot of things. Look at what happened at that building collapse.
All right.
Look at it. It was due to ineptitude, recklessness, and carelessness. Okay. And secondly, in as much I'm blaming the developers, I will blame the people around that area too. Now, for example, the government. Before now, they sealed the place up by September. Now, it is the recklessness on part of anybody. If the government has sealed a place up, you shouldn't go there.
Yeah.
You respect the government.
Yeah, Dr. Osanyintolu, I do understand that. If government carries out something, it's supposed to be sealed up, and somebody else goes there to resume work, it means there's a total disregard. It means the enforcement agency is not really working.
No! Let's look at it again. Now, the government sealed that thing up. He or she knows the power of the government. They started working on Sunday morning. They realized that government officials will work from Monday till Saturday. Sunday there will be less work. So they move in on Sunday. Number one, why must you allow government to be using resources, dispersing resources anyhow?
Right.
Why can't you conform and regard the government? And when people notice this, the people in that environment, they should call on the emergency responders. 112 767 is not only number for response, it's number for early warning.
Let's talk about that.
You can call us on that number
anytime.
Okay. And our number, my own number, is a public domain.
I know you've given that.
You can call us.
Right.
You can test us.
Let's talk about those calls that come into the emergency response room, as the case may be. How often do we have these numbers, and what are the challenges that you guys face with the calls? Because I also understand we do have hoax calls too.
We do have hoax calls, which we keep on enlightening our people that we should not dissipate government resources anyhow. If you call us on false calls, we deploy the ambulances there, we deploy personnel there, we deploy heavy duty equipment there. It costs us a lot. The petrochemical, the manpower, the people that we have to move from one point to another is a lot of money.
All right.
And we keep on appealing to good people of Lagos State that they should not allow your emergency responders to continue dissipating their energy anyhow.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. This morning we're talking disaster risk reduction in Lagos, the LASEMA Remedy, and my guest is the Director General for LASEMA. That's Dr. Femi Oke-Osanyintolu. He's taking us to the classroom on how it all works. All right, we told you about the protest which is ongoing. This is within the Lekki-Ajah corridor as well. So movement from Sandfield to Admiralty Toll Plaza is blocked at the moment. Motorists are advised to divert from Sandfield Junction to link Oniru Road, and from there you can connect New Market, where you bust out to link up with the Lekki Expressway, and then you can proceed on your journey. You can also make use of the Lekki-Ikoyi Link Bridge as an alternate route as well. Broken down 40-foot container laden truck. This is at Odogun, towards Ikorodu. Control room was the latest with that. And of course, protesters equally within the secretariat, well, that's around the Ikeja axis. Motorists diverted from Beja and linking up with River Valley. Let's see if we can connect with you as well because of time. You can also join the conversation. We're talking disaster risk management. What are the things that we need to do really? Dr. Osanyintolu has been talking about what we need to do as residents. So do you alert government when you see some of these impending, as the case may be, disasters as a case? When you see them, are you willing to also give that report? Do you call 767 or 112? Or who do you alert to ensure that this can be averted? Talk to me. 0809-912-0777. That's the numbers that you can connect with us on the program. That's 0809-912-0777. Hello there. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is John. I'm coming from Alakpere.
Alakpere. John, talk to me.
Yes. I really want to commend your guest, but I don't agree with something people talked about now.
Okay, what's that?
The response of the emergency call, the people that pick our emergency calls, that's 112 and 767, is zero. If you call them and the first thing they will tell you is any emergency, If you tell, because I remember there was a time I made a call, I made a call through to them. They told me that I should only call them when it is life-threatening.
Okay.
And I was like, I remember calling concerning overloading of
a trailer.
Bus. No.
A bus.
Yes, bus. And there were more than 12, about 12 or 14 in the bus. No social distance, no mask. The girl in question said that there is no life threatening.
Okay. All right. Angel, you addressed that. But when was that? When did this happen?
This was about 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Okay. All right.
So I think they should caution them, because I'm listening to you. I'm going to put on my radio now.
Okay. All right. Just listen up. I'm sure my guests will respond to that. Overloading of vehicles. Can they report that kind of incident to you as well, Dr. Osanyintolu?
Yeah, they can. And the point we keep on emphasizing, if we have problems with our 767 or 112, you can call my number or test my number. I would prefer you testing me directly.
Okay.
And that's why we keep on putting our phone number, all the top echelon that are important in managing emergency in the states. Our phone number is over there.
Right.
We will be able to handle it professionally. We'll be able to handle it with what we need to do.
Okay. Then
what you just need to do is test us. Let me give you a good example. 3 days ago, at around Ipaja, we were alerted that some people were vandalizing the pipeline. They have already dug the hole and they are about to siphon fuel. What we did immediately when we received that alert, that person tested me and we saw it, we activate the agency response plan. The NNPC were involved, the police, the civil defense, everybody moved to the scene, and we are able to avert the situation was averted.
Okay.
So the point I'm emphasizing is that early warning is very, very important in emergency response.
All right, then let's take some more calls. 08099120777. Numbers that you can link up with us as we talk disaster risk reduction in Lagos. What's your own role as a citizen? Talk to me. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Rito. Good morning, Dr. Osanyintolu.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I call him the CI5 man. Yes, it's a good one you're discussing this one. Disaster risk reduction. Let me use Lagos as a perspective. Now, when you put risk management into it, Lagos State, I'll give them 80%. Giving them 80%.
Okay.
We're talking about a house that has been marked. There are 10 P's in principles of risk management.
Okay.
Let me quickly run into it. Policy, planning, products, service, process, premises, people, protection, procedure, processing, and performance. Yeah, the government has more to do. Let me use that last scenario for it.
Okay.
If they have been marked and the people don't come, in risk management, after identify, analyze, and evaluate, do you treat it, the risk responsibility? How do you now monitor and mitigate it? Do the agencies that marked it, do they go there to go and still evaluate what is going on so that the people will comply? That is where compliance comes in. The people are their own, because we are still the people. Some people may not want to go and report. Say, what is my own there? You see somebody hanging down for example, about 4 people, and it's not my own. When I move on the road, when I see people driving down, I will drive ahead and stop that downfall and make sure those people will come down for me.
So quickly now, Andrew, because of time. So quickly.
There are more to it.
Okay.
I want to commend Lagos State government for that, and they still need to do more.
Okay.
They still need to do more.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, he's talking about post-disaster evaluation. I hope the agencies are doing something in that regard. Let me take one more before I get back to you so that we can allow you to answer all the calls together, even as we wrap up things on the program this morning. 08099120777. Talk to me. Hello, good morning.
Kola. Yeah, good morning. My name is Kola.
Kola, where are you calling from?
I'm actually calling from Bagada.
All right, go ahead.
This issue of emergency number, let's be frank to ourselves. I have a girlfriend who works in the department.
You need to speak up a bit. We can hardly hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I have a girlfriend who works with emergency unit.
Okay.
The truth is that during the past government, it was far better. It was far better. But this present government, they were actually divided into two. The first part was sent off. The first part was sent off while they retained the second batch. And my girlfriend was lucky to be among the second batch.
Okay.
But as time goes on, they brought new staff entirely.
Okay.
Brought new staff and they scrapped the second batch and they employ a new. And not that there is an issue, no issue, nothing. They just said, these people are from so people, and I think
Okay.
kind of policy.
So what's your advice to them now?
My advice: they should use a policy. They should be transparent.
Okay. All right.
They should be transparent.
All right, we're taking note of that. Thank you so much because of time constraints. All right, so let us see your response to these concerns that have been raised, Dr. Osanyintolu. But quickly, let me just read this one on Facebook. Korede, we have some responses?
Yes, we have a comment on Facebook from Aluko Olu Isaac. It says, please, can your agency be more proactive by working with the CDAs at the grassroots?
Okay.
Most of the recent disasters were avoidable, in my view.
All right. CDAs at the grassroots. All right. So let's start from there, Dr. Osanyintolu. Do you have any collaborations with the
We
CDAs?
have effective and efficient collaboration with the CDAs. In fact, in Lagos State, we have local emergency management committee in place, and that local management emergency committee is being headed by the chairman of that of that local government.
Okay.
I quite agree with you that that's emergency that happened at Odo in Obalende is avoidable.
Okay.
Is due to recklessness, is due to carelessness. And the point is this: when you are talking about enforcement, the building controlling agency, the LASEMA, is doing their best. But you see, our people need to change their attitude. They will work, the men are at the local government, they will work from Monday till Saturday. Do you know what our people will do? On Sunday,
They will not go back.
they will now go back.
All right. Quite unfortunate because of
You
time
get what I'm
constraints.
saying? And because you see, there's a law in place. You get what I'm trying to say? And this is a democratically elected government. And you know that our governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, is passionate about the safety of life and property. Not only that,
Right.
he wants everything to go through due process.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, so
which is very important.
Right, we have
due
to
process.
We have to round this off now because of time, really. So your message to our people, even as we round off now, 30 seconds, Dr. Osanyintolu.
My appeal to the good people of Lagos State, that in as much that the governor and this government is doing its best in terms of safety of life and properties, he has empowered all the emergency responders.
Right.
He has provided rules and regulations. We have carried out a lot of sensitization, public enlightenment.
Right.
Our people need to live in a responsible way.
Okay, then.
Our people need to abide with the rules and regulations of safety.
Okay, then.
Our
So we'll leave it at
need
that.
to put safety
Right.
into their hands.
We'll leave it at that for
so
now.
that we can be able
Right.
to work together.
Okay, then.
So that we can be able to achieve the vision, mission, and so that you can be able to enjoy the dividends of democracy.
Nice having you in the building then. Thank you so much for coming on the program this morning. Dr. Osanyintolu, it's nice having you. And once again, congratulations on your birthday.
Thank you very much.
Okay then, so we have to go now. Korede Bamishile has produced the program. Maximum thanks to Philip Akinwara and our executive producer Tayo Akonle. Tomorrow, your side mirror with MVAA will return. But till then,